All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another quick video. All right, y'all, so I'm back with another video to kind of give my thoughts on this situation. Now, I know the fight is over and everything, but I just kind of wanted to give my quick thoughts on this situation because things like this happen in life all the time, man. And sometimes bad blood carries over, and bad blood is just what it is. That's what it is. Bad blood sometimes just can't be resolved through a fight or a scrap. Sometimes people just don't like each other. All right. And for Cris Cyborg and Cat Zingano, they just don't like each other. Well, we know Cat doesn't like Cris for sure, but Cris tried to console her after the fight, but Cat wasn't hearing it, right? As y'all know, I went back and just kind of looked at Cat's body language and her reaction and Chris's reaction to the whole thing. Cat, whenever she tried to hug up on her, she said, basically they're still not friends, and you were stalking me, right? So Cris walks away looking kind of clueless, and in a way, I'm kind of wondering, like, why is she kind of clueless? Because they don't really like each other. Like, they have problems. They had some issues. And it wasn't just about the fight game. There was other things being done here, right? Nobody was really innocent in this whole situation. And shout out to my man, Easy, one of my followers. He had sent this into the chat because he kept saying it the other day. And I thought it was weird because I hadn't really been looking that deep into it. But he had, sent me a little article saying that, one of the reasons Cat was calling her a mental bully and a bully and a stalker was because Cris Cyborg had purchased her domain. And I was like, purchased her domain, got her website. So, I went and typed it in, alphacatzingano.com, and lo and behold, what comes up? Cris Cyborg material, right? Cris Cyborg and Cat's face off, but in the front is Cris Cyborg and her belts, and, some other stuff was posted on there. So I was like, oh, that is kind of strange. And then, I went to Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel and saw Cat Zingano footage over there. It was like some media training footage. And this wasn't like a promo being cut where it was like back and forth training. It was just like some footage from Cat Zingano's IG posted up as a video on her channel. Like literally like it was screen recorded because you could see like the scrolling through her videos and clicking on them and like scrolling through her pictures and clicking on these videos. So again, I was kind of like, kind of had the suspect chin on this one. I was like, this is kind of strange, right? So this is what Cat Zingano was addressing. She was calling her a stalker. So my thoughts on it, I guess Cat has the right to call her a stalker or feel a certain way as calling her a mental bully. But when it comes down to it, I don't really think either side is like purely innocent here. Like, I don't think this is all just one-sided. Like Cris was doing all of this and Cat wasn't doing anything either, because this beef kind of goes back. Like, I don't know how far it goes back, because once upon a time, these two took a picture together. Like, they was cool, they was dapped up and they was hugged up, took a picture, So somewhere in between, like maybe when she signed a Bellator, when certain things were said, like Cat Zingano bringing up past history about Cris Cyborg and, her like holding up the fight. Again, I don't know who was holding up the fight or who's the duck, because the fight happened now, right? But somewhere in between then, there was just a lot of bad blood going on and, some Twitter beef, right? But now that the fight is over, it's over, and Cat Zingano still feels a certain way. And I think with what we've seen, Cris Cyborg, she has done some things, to rub Cat the wrong way and try to get into her head. So she's not innocent here either. And, neither's Cat. But for Cris Cyborg to kind of look a little shocked, which is why I just wanted to address here, I mean, there's no reason to. I mean, the girl doesn't like you. Sometimes bad blood isn't resolved. Sometimes it's going to stay the way it is. And, fighters and people just won't like each other. If they fight sometimes, they can hash it out, dap up and say, okay, we're cool now. Sometimes we do that with friends, punch each other in the face after a couple of times. And, once we scrap, we're good. That's how it is in just real life. Kids and even grown-ups, once y'all can let that anger go on each other, then you're cool. But if you never liked each other and then you got to fight, and you never liked the person because of other reasons, because they were doing other things like this, then they just won't ever like you. They just won't ever like you. So to walk up and then, get a little shocked on why she's feeling the way she is or calling you a stalker, I mean, hey, there is a little bit of proof there that she was stalking, right? Because you literally got a video up there on YouTube that looks like somebody screenshot and recording it, and they're just posting up videos of Cat Zingano. It just looked weird to me. It did look weird. It did like some stalker type things, because, or somebody with stalker intentions, because the video is posted up and literally like somebody scrolling through, you see some cat photos pass by, then it's all of a sudden the video Cat training, then there's another video of Cat training, and another video all in this one YouTube video. So I'm like, dang, this looks a little crazy, man. It ain't, I never seen anybody do this before. In the past, I've seen people, put the picture up of a fighter they don't like on a heavy bag and they start punching it, or they put the picture up like a dartboard and they start doing things like that. This is what this reminded me of, so it was like a mind game thing. So I think Cris Cyborg needs to call it what it is too. You posted footage up of her, you purchased her domain with the intention to get under her skin. That's what it was. So if she called you a stalker, those were stalker kind of intentions and those were stalker characteristics. So you should know what she's talking about. And if she's not gonna forgive you over that, then you just walk away from it and say, okay, cool, and that's just what it is. That's how I feel about it. So yeah, I mean, the fight is over now, but like I said, it's just like how some people will address certain fighters, and some people think Cat's being salty. Maybe she's salty about other things, but I don't think she's salty about the actual fight and how it turned out, because I think minus all this bullying, or alleged bullying, I think that the fight would have turned out this way anyways. Even a few years ago, maybe Cat would have been a bit more competitive before, maybe win a round or two, who knows? But I think this fight would have always played out this way, even without having to get in her head. Maybe Cris Cyborg just wanted to kind of top it off and do a couple of things to just kind of be spiteful, because she didn't have to. Maybe she just wanted to do it to kind of bug Cat, but other than that, none of it was needed. None of that was needed about buying her domain and, even posting up some little videos on your channel of her training, right? And, I mean, they use the excuse of we watching her film, we reviewing her. The review film, you watch it behind the scenes. You never let a person know what you study. And she know that. Multiple champion. This was all just a little tactic. So it was some little stalking tactics there. Shout out to Easy. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of look back on it and just see how it played out. And now that, I've seen some articles and people talking about Cat being salty or she's in the wrong. Nah, nobody can just pin it all on Cat. I think both parties are guilty here, and, they both done some things here and, in the past and now to get under each other's skin. And you know why? It's the fight game. Again, this ain't called the hugging game. Nobody's going to be friends, and nobody can always just go over and say, oh, we're cool now. Sometimes ain't nobody going to like you, especially with Cat losing the fight. And how everything led up to now, she ain't gonna like you, Cris. So it's just like, take it how it is, and move on. Or don't act like, you don't know why she's mad at you. That's the one thing. Like, she could probably get over it, which everybody, she should. She's the champion. She should get over it. But the thing of acting like you're innocent here, that's the thing about I wanted to really address. Again, Easy. That's the one thing I wanted to address is like, Cris Cyborg ain't innocent here either. She done some things too, to make it seem a little stalkerish and weird here, So it's done now, guys. But from here, I think Cat Zingano, she should retire. Cris Cyborg, I think she could retire too. I mean, go over to boxing and do her thing there. I don't know if she could ever be like the high champion in boxing, like against the Amanda Serranos and so on. But I think she could wrap up her career in another fight or two. She is going to fight Leah McCourt and maybe move on and fight Kayla or Larissa Pacheco and call it quits from there. But yeah, that's just what it is, guys. Sometimes fighters, they're never going to like each other. Sometimes there's bad blood to the buildup of the fight, during the fight, and after the fight. What else can you do, right? It's the fight game. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.